Grace, I guess almost on the eve of a semi-final berth. What's the vibe, and I guess how exciting is it knowing that, potentially a semi-final and another World Cup final on cards?
Obviously ecstatic for the whole group, and there's a lot of excitement and a couple of nervous Nellies probably floating about, but as a professional athlete, you train to play in these games, and you train to get the opportunity to do this. So I guess everybody's just trying to take their opportunities when they present, and it should be good fun.
Obviously, generally when we've seen you for Australia, it's probably towards the middle order. Does your mindset change at all? I mean, you've obviously opened the batting a lot as well, but does your mindset change at all when it comes to a slightly different role?
A little bit. Admittedly, you just have to watch the ball and hit it still. They're the basics. But I guess it'd be kind of how you prepare. In the middle order, you're preparing for a lot more change-ups. The shine's often off the ball, so you're not too concerned about swing or seam. But up front, you have two people out, so less space to score easy singles and whatnot. And you got to worry about more a moving ball. And then also your scenario is a little bit different. So often opening, you come in, you're 0 for 0, off 0, and sometimes in the middle order you're either in a bit of trouble or you're flying and you just need to keep flying. So it's about adapting to that.
Probably going back a little bit, I guess a bit of a roller coaster for you after the last couple of weeks. To kind of just be thrust in like you were the other day, and obviously played a really important role. How have you found it over the last couple of weeks?
I'm taking my career inspiration at the moment from Selly's No More Gaps, multi-purpose. I'm just trying to plug holes wherever I can in this team, and I know that we speak often about role clarity meetings, and I'm just so thankful that Shell kind of gave me a bit of a crack in Bangladesh before actually coming to a World Cup match and having to really adjust your role clarities. But no, I've always wanted to be a more versatile player and never wanted just to be pigeonholed as an athlete, and tried to make the most of any opportunities that I can get. But I do want to say my golden ball dark against New Zealand must have been so good, because I've ended up opening the batting. Outstanding.
Is that wind okay, or is it too?
Is it a lot?
It's a lot, but it's all right.
Okay. Don't forget this is going back to TVs at home as well.
Yeah, this is great. This is great.
How do you prepare? Like, how do you mentally prep yourself when you're going, I just don't know when I'll get my chance or what that chance will look like, and then suddenly you go, shit, I'm opening and could potentially open again in a semi-final or a World Cup final. How do you kind of keep yourself, mentally prepared and just handle all the unknowns, I guess?
It's a good question. I try not to worry about outcomes, and I never really think about selection itself as a make or break. I am just the player that I am, and I try to present in every team, this is how I want to play the game, or this is how we as a team have decided we want to play T20 cricket this way. And then from there, you're just simply enjoying the trainings that you get to train for whatever role you're given. So if my role is to be the impact player in the middle order, then I prepare by facing a moderately older ball, and I try and get bowlers to bowl their change-ups, or a scenario where they're death bowling, and then I'm facing what I'm more likely to face in a game. And then if I'm opening the batting, I want to face the quicks that are going to take the first ball and they're going to shape it, or they're going to bowl faster bounces at me and whatnot, and I'm preparing for just 2 out and what pockets I can hit. So I'm not necessarily... I don't necessarily think about selection. It's about kind of how I can fit in and what role I can play. And then if I get the opportunity to play it, I'm playing. And if not, there's well worse things to do than run drinks for this team. So the old 12th man bar and bistro, I'm good on the post mixes.
It must be nice as well. Obviously not a great situation to set the opposite image going down, but then to have a teammate to step up, to have a calm-headed Pez. There's so many leaders within this group, and to then go and beat India in the fashion that we did. must be nice just knowing that we've sort of spoken about, I guess, the depth from a skill perspective. Moons can take the gloves, you can open, but I guess from a leadership perspective, to just be able to have that many people who can just step up and try and fill that void.
Yeah.
Must be nice. I guess be able to have that confidence knowing that, okay, if we do lose some, we're still okay.
Yeah, it's a fantastic team to be a part of with how many experienced heads that we have. And I think in tournament play, as not just series play, is critical to have that composure within a full 15 squad, because often it does take 15 to win you a tournament. And I feel like the edge that the better teams have on other international teams is that they do have individuals that can step up throughout their entire squad, not just heavily reliant on maybe one or two individuals to come off and then they can try and scrap together a win. But we kind of pride ourselves on how we can stay present and in the moment, and how we can stay composed when we are challenged. And I thought that the India game was a fantastic challenge for us in tournament play, a very close game, very, like, I wouldn't say scrappy, but there were very much points that we can improve on across the board. And I thought that they played a very good style of T20 cricket, and again we won and we scrapped and we got there. So tough luck, Harman, in India.
Two more questions. I guess it comes back to that point as well. There's been a bit of talk that if we have to win ugly, sometimes that's what it takes as well during a World Cup, and probably had to do that against Sri Lanka a little bit as well. And just knowing that it doesn't always have to be pretty, you just got to get the job done.
Yeah, and I think coming to Dubai, there was probably only a few of us that had played here, obviously, previous to this trip here. So I guess we prepared for Bangladesh conditions, and we'd gone on a tour there on purpose to see how we could perform there. So I guess coming into Dubai, it was a little bit of the unknown, and what's past scores and how we adapt on different wickets and how they play. So I think our team has done that really well for this tournament, and I think that it comes down to the experience and the level-headedness that we have within our group. And I also think you come prepared and very planned, and we are very methodical and well-drilled team. So we can only just put our best foot forward, and our support staff and the organisation itself is pretty good to be a part of.
Just last one, how is this week shaping for you in terms of your career? Like, all going to plan, it could be pretty significant for you.
Could be.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Every chance of, I guess, opening in a World Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
You played a big role the other night against India. I guess, how does this week and the last couple of days compare in terms of, I guess, the highlights and the bigger weeks of your career?
Yeah, I guess it'll be something that I'll probably reflect on after I finish the week. But at the moment, I feel pretty grateful that the selectors kind of had the faith in me to actually open with me, because we've got a couple of people that they could have turned to, and I could have just resumed my role in that middle order. And a lot of things could have happened. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I don't get picked, and I just am trying to stay very present and just in the moment and enjoying it while I can, and basically just trying to stay as happy and as I don't know, regular as I always am. Whether I play for the Australian team or whether I play for my club team, I just really enjoy the game, and I wanted to try and take that into every game that I get to play, because when you look back, it will be pretty good to go, oh, I got to open the batting in a World Cup, how good. So, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, just so quickly look back at that 24 hours after Mitch got injured. Like, when did you first hear that it was going to be you opening the batting?
It was the day before, and Shelley Nitschke has these open door sessions that are optional, and often they're just simply for players to go and have a chat. It's nothing formal or anything. I could have taken my jigsaw puzzle if I really wanted to. But Shell sent me a message and said, Grace, would you have time to swing by during the open door session? And I must admit, my heart rate went up a little bit higher in my hotel room. but she kind of sat me down and she just said, listen, remember in Bangladesh how you opened the batting? I'm thinking the time's come. You're going to open the batting. So I tried to not be as nervous, and the girls in the squad as a whole are very helpful and supportive with that. And I was trying to reminisce. I've actually opened the batting before for Australia in T20 cricket against India. And Jalan Goswami might have bowled me for a duck, but I did open with Moons. And so I had a little bit of a joke with her walking out, and I said, remember last time we did this? It didn't go so well, so let's hope it goes better this time around. But yeah, like I guess I had one day to kind of think about it and get the nerves out, and then once game day rolls around, you're back to just enjoying the game again, and it's just cricket. So I just got to keep doing what I got selected to do.
Yeah, and just quickly touching on Moons, I know it's been a while since she was at the Heat, but you did open together during your time there. Does that help at all, like that familiarity with her as a player?
Yeah, she kind of joked and she said, you know, oh, remember when I helped you get that 100, like blocked a couple? And I was like, okay. And she said, like walking out, she's such a tactical player, very smart, and has been a very good player for Australia for a long period of time. So I guess it kind of does ease your nerves a little bit. Not that I have the greatest self-belief at a lot of times throughout my career, but it eases your nerves a little bit to know how strong and composed our squad is, that, you know, sometimes if I fail, somebody else is going to stand up often, and that's how we've always played the game. And so I just thought about trying to stay true to our style of play, and I guess the selectors, they picked me for a reason, and I know that there's a lot of women and a lot of players back home that would, I won't say kill, but like would love the opportunity that I've been given. So I tried to lean into that kind of mind frame and just take it as it comes.
And just quickly, what have you been doing with your downtime while you've been here? I know you mentioned your jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah, I've been doing some jigsaw puzzles. I have yet to complete 1,000 piece. I have found the edges though, so I'm thankful for that. I've done a paint by numbers, and outside of that I've just been getting out and about around Dubai and go-karting and some stuff around the mall, but just trying to stay relaxed and a good tourist.